Good afternoon, I'm Rob Boskamp, and you're listening to South Texas Midday. It's Thursday, January 8th. Testimony continues in the trial of a former Uvalde school police officer accused of not stopping a mass shooter. This comes after defense attorneys for Adrian Gonzalez asked for a mistrial earlier this week. Texas Public Radio's David Martin Davies has more.
Defense attorneys for Adrian Gonzalez asked for a mistrial after a Robb Elementary School teacher testified on Tuesday that she saw a man matching the description of the mass shooter near the area where Gonzalez was. One issue was her testimony contradicted her interview with the Texas Rangers, and her new testimony should have been provided to the defense under the prosecution's discovery. Judge Sid Harles said this was negligence and not deliberate and wasn't sufficient to call for a new trial with a new jury. Testimony is expected to continue on Thursday. Gonzalez is accused of child neglect by not confronting the gunman who killed 19 children and 2 teachers in 2022. I'm David Martin Davies in San Antonio.
The Port of Corpus Christi now has 2 new commissioners as of this week. Amanda Torres was officially sworn in on Wednesday. She previously served in local roles, including Justice of the Peace for Precinct 1, Place 1, and as Judge of County Court at Law Number 5 in Nueces County.
I'm here to serve. I understand this is a public position. I'm here to do my best, and that I want to make sure that this commission, the port, continues its record of excellence, and that I help it move forward into the future.
That was Torres speaking with KIII News. Michael Hunter, who was sworn in on Tuesday, replaced former Commissioner David Engel, who reached his term limit.
I'm very honored to be on the Port Commission. Actually, some of my volunteer days before I started getting involved with the city and our local community was through the Port, young business professionals, other groups.
Hunter, a former Corpus Christi city councilman, told KIII that the new Harbor Bridge will play a key role in future opportunities for the Port of Corpus Christi. The Trump administration says it will deploy over 500 miles of border buoys along the Rio Grande to deter illegal crossings at the Texas-Mexico border. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem spoke at a press conference in Brownsville on Wednesday.
130 miles of those barriers are already under contract, and they're getting ready to be deployed starting today. These barriers consist of floating buoys that are 4 to 5 feet in diameter and up to 15 feet long.
The buoys will be funded as part of the so-called One Big Beautiful Bill Spending Act. Governor Greg Abbott first deployed around 1,000 feet of buoys along Eagle Pass in 2023 as part of his border security initiative, Operation Lone Star. In Cameron County, a controlled burn got out of control yesterday at the Laguna Atascosa National Wildlife Refuge. Refuge officials said in a social media post that the planned burn at the Bahia Grande unit off Highway 100 was intended to remove invading trees and shrubs. Authorities said the fire jumped due to winds and became uncontrolled. Los Fresnos and Brownsville fire departments were among those who responded to the fire at around 2 p.m. when the wildfire service requested backup to contain the blaze. The fire is now contained. No injuries were reported. Corpus Christi ISD wraps up its community meeting series regarding 7 schools it could close this year to help address aging facilities and a $27.5 million budget shortfall. The final community meeting will be held at 5 p.m. today at Martin Middle School at 3502 Greenwood Drive. This past November, families and staff received a letter from the district stating that the Board of Trustees discussed potential school consolidations. The schools under consideration for closure include 4 elementary schools and 3 middle schools, some built within the last 80 years. Those include Fannin, Castoris, Sanders, and Travis Elementary, as well as Brown, Haas, and Martin Middle Schools. Should any of those campuses be closed, students from those schools would be relocated to nearby campuses beginning in August. CCISD has held community meetings since last month, taking turns at each of the 7 campuses, as well as holding a virtual meeting to get input from staff, families, and the community. Community members can text feedback to 361-600-3691. Additional materials and presentations are available online on the district's website at ccisd.us. Brooks County ISD Superintendent Scott Rogers announced his resignation to staff this week, effective tomorrow, following consideration of personal and family needs. Rogers was hired as superintendent by the Brooks County ISD Board of Trustees in April 2024. He most recently served as the superintendent in Brazos ISD before joining Brooks County. He began his career as a teacher in Northeast ISD and has also served as assistant principal, and executive director of curriculum in Northeast, Rockport Fulton, and Red Oak ISDs. Rogers explained he needed to be closer to family to help address unexpected medical concerns while continuing his career in public education. The U.S. Postal Service changed when mail is postmarked as it's processed, which could cause issues with time-sensitive mail like ballots and taxes, And as KERA's Abigail Ruman reports, advocates worry the change could also lead to people with disabilities losing access to important services.
Instead of mail being postmarked when it's first received, it will now be stamped while being sorted and processed at regional distribution centers, which can be several days later. Julia Chalker directs the ARC of DFW area, an advocacy organization for people with disabilities. She says this is just another barrier that could lead to people losing coverage in programs like Medicaid.
A lot of times when they lose benefits, it can take a really long time to get it back.
Chalker says people should plan to mail documents earlier or get it hand-stamped. I'm Abigail Ruman in Dallas.
And the Museum of the Coastal Bend in Victoria is helping celebrate America's 250th birthday. Today, the museum begins its exhibit celebrating America 250, the American Revolution experience. It provides an immersive journey into pivotal moments that shape the nation's history. Organized by the Texas Society Daughters of the American Revolution, spectators can explore the contributions of its history as New Spain all the way up to the Revolutionary War. The exhibit runs through January 24th. Admission is free and open to the public. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.